Hi everyone. In this video, we will see how to do assignment number 2. It's about manage subscription and role-based access control. So by now, you all might be having lab access. So once you know like how to log into the lab, and if you log in, you can access your AZ-104 lab activity. And if you scroll down, you can see the list of activities given already in here. You can attempt all these labs at your own speed. But according to assignment, whatever is required, we will see. So for our first or the second assignment, the task is manage subscription and role-based access control. Right? So this lab you need to spot here in this LMS. If you scroll down, okay, so from here on onwards, the section 3 and onwards is what is about the lab. And you can read which lab it is. So we are supposed to start this lab, right? So you can click on this particular link, manage subscription and role-based access control, and that takes you to the next page. In here, you can click on this launch button to launch this lab. So when you click on launch, okay, it'll take around 2 to 3 minutes. It purely depends upon a particular lab. Sometimes it may even take 5 minutes to load the lab. For simplicity, I have clicked on this button already and you can see the status is running. Maybe for you, it might be giving different if you are yet to launch. Once you launch, the lab will be running. So I have already launched the lab. So once the lab gets launched successfully, then this is the window you will be getting it. And one more thing, every lab activity, what is listed here, you can attempt for 10 times. Okay. So maybe for the people who are using or accessing Azure portal for the first time, you might need more time. So we have given 10 attempts per lab. Like if there are 15 lab, every lab you will be getting 10 attempts each. Okay. And so this is the lab environment. And if you see here in this link, you can find two different sections. According to your need, you can adjust the size of both the session. Like if you want to have less or if you want to have more this instruction, then that's totally up to you. You can change this. And if you see at the right hand side, you totally have two tabs. One is the instruction. And here only you will be getting the instructions about what actually you're supposed to perform in this particular lab. And also you will be having some resources here. And this is how there is a link or URL given for accessing portal.azure.com. You might be using this and the Azure subscription information is given here and the login username and password and temporary access pass is given. So we may not use this password a lot and we only use this temporary access pass. So when you are trying to logging in, if it is asking for the username from instruction, you can come to this resources tab and use this username and then the temporary access pass. And also you can see that Seattle dev and that's the virtual machine here. So this part is a virtual machine provided as part of the lab itself. So you will be performing the lab activity using this virtual machine provided and you are accessing this virtual machine online. Okay. So this is the link of that virtual machine. And you also have a couple other options on the left top as well. And at your own speed, when you're having time, you can just go and explore these options. They are just lab related options. It's not about the assignment what you're going to perform. Okay, fine. And at the end, if you want, you can just click this end button and you can end it. Don't do it now. So you have to do some task. And at the end, we just go and click on this particular link to end the lab. Anyways, if you accidentally click also, you have one more chance to cancel this. So I just canceled and came back here. Also, some instructions are given here. Please go through these instructions. Maybe for time being, you can just copy paste these instructions to your system's notepad somewhere and start doing the lab. Later, when you have the time, you can read and come to know what all these are. Okay, and this instruction side will be having a lot of instruction and you can go front and back. So you can click next to go to the next thing. And if you want to come back, you can say previous, next, and then end. So end link is given one more time over here. Okay, so now this was the first page. Clicked next, and I came here, and you can see Lab 2A, manage subscription and role-based access control. What exactly you're supposed to perform is clearly given in this instruction. And what all is expected from you is that you need to read this instruction, do perform the lab activity accordingly. And sometimes instruction what is given here may not exactly match the Azure UI, and that is expected. Almost all instruction will be same. Okay, the UI and then the instruction what is given here will be same. Going forward, maybe you might feel some differences. In such cases, you may have to do some treasure hunt for identifying the option. So that when you encounter, then only you will be coming to know what is that. But I'm just giving you that information as well. So you can just go and see what exactly you're going to do in this particular lab. So basically, we will create a lab according to this particular architecture. So we will be creating a management group, and for that management group, okay, so we are also going to create two more roles here. One is virtual machine contributor role, and another one is customer support request role. And this is a custom role. The other one is a built-in role. And these two roles we will be assigning to one group called help desk group. And at the end, we will check the activity log, and we will come to know what exactly some activities we perform, right? So that will be listed in the activity logs also. So this is on a very high level note, what exactly you're going to perform. I strongly recommend you to please go through these instructions and try to understand what exactly you're doing. What is the purpose of this particular lab you're doing? And that is what is given here in the scenario. And next is that you are supposed to start from task one. If you look at your assignment document, okay, so lab 2, yes, this is what we have started, and it is asking you to produce a proof, which is the screenshot of task 3. And because it is asking only task 3, you can't skip task 1 and 2. You have to go from task 1 and onwards. So I have to first do task 1, and then task 2, and then task 3. If you perform all these tasks, okay, and then you are supposed to take the screenshot, and you will be also performing task 4 as well as part of this particular lab. So I recommend you to do all the lab whenever you launch any particular lab. Okay, let's begin. So how you do start doing the lab, this is what the instructions are given here. Okay, fine. The first step is, so we have given, you can find some check boxes here. And this is just an indication for you, like how many steps you have already completed. So now, whenever you're completing one step, after completing or before you start, you can just check that box. Just an indicator for you where you are exactly right now. I'm here to start. So what I can do, I'm going to do the first step. What is the first step? Sign into the Azure portal. And the link is already given here in the link in this instruction itself. So for that, we need to access a web browser. Microsoft Edge might be there in your virtual machine. This is the virtual machine. Okay. Sometimes if your virtual machine, say, let's say that got locked, and it is asking you to enter the username and password. So obviously it has taken the default username as admin. Password, you can get it under resources section. You can go to this resources section, and this username already is selected. Now you need to give the password. See, you have a clipboard here. So when you click on this link, okay, and whatever is there will be automatically typed in your virtual machine. So I didn't type it. So you just go and click here, whatever you click. So when you click on admin, so that admin will be pasted here. And similarly, I'm not supposed to type admin here. I'm supposed to key in the password. So let me click on password. And if you go on the reveal what is type, it's the password typed over here. And you can log in. So you log back to this virtual machine provided. Okay, fine. So now we are going to sign inside this Azure portal and start doing the lab. For that, let me access browser. And again, so this is a type text. So just click on here, and the same text will be typed over here in your virtual machine. Okay, let's try to access. Now next is we need to log in by providing the username and password. And those steps are not given here, but it is expected from you to do. So what is that? Like you need to go and give the sign in username. So where you can find the username, so you go to resources. Under resources tab, you have this username. Just click on that. That will be typed over here. And then click on next. So we have keyed in username. Next is we are supposed to enter temporary access pass. Not password. The last one. This is what is temporary access pass. Keep the cursor over here. So for example, let's say that you have kept the cursor here and you are typing this, and where the cursor is there, the type text will be written. So just go, this is where we need to give the temporary access pass and click on tab and then say sign in. You can say not now, and in here you can say yes. So this will successfully log you inside Azure portal. And some couple other information you can explore, because if you're a newbie to Azure, you need to explore a lot on the UI. For example, like if you log in, you might get the subscription option here. If in case you cannot see this, you can just go and search subscription here. And you can check the subscription ID. The same ID is also given over here. Just for information, I'm giving this. Okay, fine. So now let's go and continue what is there in the instruction. So I just logged in successfully. To go to home page, you can just click on this Microsoft Azure icon. It'll take you to the home page. And this is where you land once you log in successfully. What next? Search for and select Microsoft Entra ID in the search bar. See, this is the search bar. You might be using this bar a lot during our Azure journey. And here you go and search Microsoft Entra ID. Entra ID is Identity and Access Administration Service provided by Microsoft. And select Microsoft Entra ID. And I'm just following these instructions now. So now I need to select Manage Blade. So you can see this is a navigation section. So there you have a blade called Manage. You have to expand this. If it is collapsed, you can expand, and other blades are also available. Whichever the one you want, you can just collapse it. So expand it, and you can find much more options here. Okay, now under blade, we need to select properties, right? So manage and properties somewhere here. Yeah, select this property, and then you're supposed to review access management for Azure resources. So if you go and see somewhere here, access management for Azure resources. So this user whom you logged in, okay, has necessary permission to access Azure subscription and management group. That's what it is. Yes, we just reviewed it. So this is done. Next is we need to select and search for management group. Go to search bar and then key in this. Either if you want, you can type it, or you can just by using this clipboard option, you can paste it directly. And under the list, you can select the management group. And in management group, we are going to create a first management group. So for that, let's go and create. And we need to give in the user management group ID name and then the display name. So it's already given here. Make sure that you're giving the same name. So when you're performing any lab, not just this lab, even for the coming lab, if names are given or some parameters are given specifically, you need to use that itself. You can't deviate from it. So it's the best practice to always use the same name what is given here. So now I'm just going to key in this group ID name here as given in the instruction, and then the display name as given in the instruction, and I say submit. So that's what is given even in this instruction. It will take a couple of seconds to create a management group. Once the management group is created, you get a notification here. So all those notification, either success or failure, whatever it is, will be notified to you under this particular section. So you can just expand this notification bell icon just to see what's happening. Yeah, updating is done. Okay, so now the management group got created. So how to see it? Just let's go and refresh here. Sometimes it will take some time to populate the newly created management group here. So let me wait for some more time. Sometimes it may take even a minute also. Let me wait. So the task one is over. So after every task, okay, you're supposed to take the screenshot of what you have done so far. Okay. So for while taking screenshot, you are expected to paste your name to state that you have done this particular lab by yourself. So for that, if you are a Windows user, you have sticky notes. You can just use that sticky notes option and you can add a sticky note over here. Okay, and you can type in your name. And after keeping the name, and then you can go for this entire screenshot and you can add that to the document. So that's an idea. Let me, yeah. So the management group got created. That's it. So task one is over. And at the end of task one, you can just go and add a sticky note here, mention your name, and then take this screen as a screenshot. Task one is over. Now let's continue with task two. In task two, we review and assign built-in Azure role. Azure role is very important when you create a user or a group. And based on the requirement, we assign necessary roles. And the roles can be two type, a built-in role and custom role. Built-in role is provided by Azure itself. Any account can have access to those roles. And that will serve almost all the basic requirement. But in your company, if you need a custom role, there is no role which matches your requirement. In such case, you can go and generate your own custom role. And we see both of them, like where we can find the built-in role and how we can create our own custom role. Both we will see in this particular for the coming tasks. Let's continue with task two now. So review and assign a built-in Azure role, right? So for that, let's select the management group what we have created. So this is the management we just created. Management group just we created. Let me select that. Under this navigation menu, you have an option called access control, and you're supposed to select that. And it will open a blade. You can review all the options which are available here. You can go to this tab and see something, roles, deny assignments, all those things you can explore at your own speed. Now we will perform according to what is given in the instruction. So we need to add a new role assignment to this management group. For that, I'll go and click on this add role assignment. And then we need to search for virtual machine contributor. You can copy paste it or you can just type it. It's totally up to you. If the clipboard option is not given, it's better to type. And virtual machine, you need not type all. So you can see that so virtual machine contributor is listed here. Select this particular role and say next. And then this role must be assigned to some group at this management group level, right? So for that, I'm selecting a group, select member, and then you need to search for IT help desk group, and just you can select that. You can see some is selected under selected members. This IT help desk is selected and say select. And you can see that this virtual machine contributor role is going to get assigned to this particular IT help desk under this management group segment. And this is done. Next is we need to click on review assign twice. It will take a couple of seconds to role assignment happen successfully. Fine, the role assignment is done. What next? Continue on the role assignment tab. Okay. You can confirm this IT help desk group. Okay, IT help desk group got virtual machine contributor role. That's done. So task 2 is over. So what I suggest, you can add a sticky note here and add your name and take a entire screenshot, including your virtual machine as well as this instruction site both. After doing that, now let's continue with this task 3. Task 3 is about creating a custom role. Previously, we just assigned the built-in role. Now we are going to create our own custom role here. For that, what we will do, go and click, not add role assignment. This time it's a add custom role. We are going to create a custom role and add to this particular management group. Okay, we need to give, because a new object we are creating, right? A new resource we are creating. Everyone should have a unique name. So that's what we are going to give. And the name is custom support request role. And the description is given here. And then we are not going to start from scratch. We are cloning an existing role, built-in role. Like we clone a built-in role and we do some modification and create our own. So that becomes a custom role in our account. Okay. So I'm just choosing clone a role, and which role am I going to clone? It's support request contributor. Let me type support request contributor, select the same support request contributor and click on next. In the permissions tab, okay, you can see similar window like this, and we are going to exclude some permission here. And what permission are we going to exclude? Like it is requesting for a resource provider. Okay. So I'll click on this Microsoft support, register support resource provider. This option we are going to exclude. We are giving complete support request contributor, excluding this one. That's it. And I click on add. Same, I'm just following the same instruction, some instruction without going through the instruction itself. I'm just trying to complete it here. So after adding, then I'll say next. And then you need to make sure that your management group is selected. Yes, next. And then review, create and create. So this will create a custom role-based access control role. So this is done. Okay. So once this is done, now what next? So task 4. So basically now after completing task 3, you will be just adding your sticky note over here, and then you take the screenshot. Once that is done, now let's continue with this task 4. Okay, in task 4, we left only with 2 more steps to be performed. Now let me locate my management group. This is my management group. Let me get inside this management group. Okay, and under this management group in the navigation menu, you can see activity log. Go and check this activity log, and you can see so far whatever the modification we have performed, it is given here. Just try to, after accessing activity log, just try to complete this particular task. Okay. So what is it? Like you need to apply some filter and only display one entry. That's it. Just try to do it by yourself. You can apply all those things here. Just how to do it, just try to explore. Okay. And that's it about the lab or managed subscription and role-based access control. Thank you.